Hi everyone, it's Nikki and I'm back again. I wanted to do a July budget recap and an August planning video. So I just wanted to do a little recap of July so that we can see where I am. My channel is really devoted to my financial journey, basically trying to pay off my debt, and ultimately my goal is to get to my first $100,000 saved and invested. For July, I have my spreadsheet here, so I'll be looking at my numbers from there. So overall, July wasn't too bad. When I look at my spreadsheet, it calculates down my bills, like the fixed costs. So fixed costs are going to be things like my auto insurance, my internet, my dental insurance, my daughter's tuition is also included in there. My daughter goes to a private school, rent, utilities. So all of those things that are basically fixed amount for the month. Utilities probably shouldn't be in there, but I do have that in there. And then my variable expenses like gas, groceries, any other outside medical expenses that I might have, like picking up prescriptions or paying copays. I have Amazon shopping, because we know how that can be. Entertainment, skincare, and massage. And I'll go through some of the categories that I have in my budget. So I want to put a disclaimer on this. Like, even though I am doing my debt-free journey and my journey towards net zero, and then also to 100,000 saved and invested, I know that there are a lot of different videos out there that are on people budgeting and saving, and some of them are low income earners. I am not a low income earner. I'm a middle class. I guess I'm middle class, right? My expenses might seem a bit high to some people who might be looking at these channels, but I wanted to come out here because even though we hear people on the lower end of the income scale talking about their struggles with paying off debt and saving and investing and saving for retirement, especially women in their 40s, that's not something that is unique to women that are only low income earners. Like, even when you are a middle and upper income earner, we still have the same challenges because a lot of us weren't taught how to manage our money. So I'm still at the age of 45 trying to get my hand on how I take care of my money and invest my money so that my money can grow. I will do a whole separate video on my retirement planning, but for now, let's take a look at what happened in July. So for July, obviously rent and utilities were paid. I pay that at the beginning of the month, normally on the second or the third of the month. And budgeting is always a bit challenging for me because my income varies. It fluctuates from month to month. It makes budgeting and saving a lot more challenging than if you get a traditional biweekly paycheck. So I always have to plan a little bit for that. All right, so let's look at, well, all of my regular bills were paid. I will say there was one huge expense that I did take care of, my daughter's tuition. So my daughter's tuition is on a 10-month cycle because school is 10 months. So for May, June, and I think it's for May and June, I didn't have to pay tuition because obviously she's not in school, but I did sync fund money so that I could pay a large chunk of her tuition when our July payment came due. So normally her tuition payment is $850, and I saved that up over the last couple of months, and I made a very large payment of $2,000 onto her tuition. So that was a big chunk of money that I had to put out this month, but that also puts me a little bit ahead moving forward. Even though I've budgeted $850 a month for her tuition, my goal is to pay at least $1,000 a month for her tuition, to pay a little bit over so that I can pay off her tuition earlier in the school year, and then I can spend the rest of the year saving up money to repeat the cycle all over again for next year. Again, a lot of this I do because my monthly income does fluctuate, and I can have a shorter month. So if I pay ahead, I put myself in a better position where I'm not stressed out. So, some accomplishments for this month. My goals this month were to pay down some credit card debt because my biggest focus is getting rid of my consumer debt. So, right now, I have a goal that all of my credit card debt will be paid off by October of this year, so October 2024. Right now, I have, say, $5,800 on my credit union credit card, and then on my business credit card, I have about $2,900. It was higher than that. So this month I managed to pay $1,500 on my business credit card. And so I do pay my business credit card out of my business account, but I still put it in my personal budgeting because I do consider that as part of my personal debt because I'm a single member LLC. So even though I have a credit card under the name of my business, I'm still responsible for paying it. So I include that in my overall debt. So this month, very excited that I was able to pay $1,500 on that credit card. I paid it throughout the month. I paid like $250 here and then like $1,000 there and like another $250. So I kind of spread that out. And that's actually I paid more than that because then there was also the monthly payment that was about $140 that I paid on that. So that brought that balance down a little bit. Now I will say I had to put a purchase on that card. So I think previously I was at like 22 or 2,300. Now I'm back up at $2,875.71 as a balance on that card. My goal is my goal is to have it paid off by the end of October. Done. I want that done. Because I put money on my business credit card, I was not able to do as much money on my personal credit card, which has a balance of about $5,800. I'm essentially doing the snowball method, right? So I'm paying the minimum on one and then putting extra money on the other credit card. And that's what I did with my business credit card. I did pay off a small balance on another personal credit card that was like $80. So I paid that off and that's now at zero. I sync fund money for my medical insurance premium. So because I'm self-employed, I have to pay for my own medical insurance. And I have a short-term insurance plan, which is technically like 360 days or something. So I pay my premium all at once at the beginning of the year so that I don't have to worry about paying it monthly. And it's just a bill that I can take off of my budget line. My car payment was paid. So that payment is $443 a month. Like I mentioned, my business credit card, I paid $1,500 and I budgeted $1,500 for that. I have a student loan payment, which I budgeted $130. The actual payment is $128.04. And what else? Yeah, the small credit card balance of like $88, I paid that off. I did put money into my retirement fund. So my goal for July was to put $2,500 into my retirement fund. I have an automatic draft at the beginning of the month that puts $1,000 into my retirement fund. And my goal was to put another $1,500 toward the end of the month to make that a total of $2,500 contributed. So if you've done the whole like Dave Ramsey RIQ, the like retire inspired quotient, because I'm starting late on my retirement planning, I really need to put like $2,500 a month in order to reach my retirement numbers by the time I'm 65. So a little bit short this month, and a lot of that is because I'm paying down debt. Some people choose to pay off their debt and not contribute to retirement at all. I'm trying my best to manage both. And I'm doing basically my minimum, which is $1,000, which is the minimum that I would put into my retirement account every month. And then the rest I deal with to pay off credit card debt and anything else. And then also my monthly bills. So in terms of my personal line items of expenses, like groceries and fast food and gas and Amazon, entertainment, so shopping, things like that. My total expenses, which I budgeted for, was $2,600.82. Well, no, stop. It's $2,682. So about $2,700 is what I budget in total for my different expenses every month. A lot of these I never end up using most of the month, but I have them in there just in case these things come up. And I ended up actually spending $836.03 in expenses. So when we talk about expenses, I'm talking about my grocery budget. My daughter likes Shake Shack and Chick-fil-A, so we have a fast food budget. Gas, to put gas in my car. Household goods and services, so that might be like I have to pick up laundry detergent, or I have to get something for the yard or something along those lines. I have nails in my budget, but it's set at 0. So I actually have decided to forego getting my nails done, as you can see. So I don't get my nails done anymore. I realized that I was spending over $300 a month to get my nails done. And they looked amazing. Let me tell you, they looked amazing. But then I recognized that I was actually paying people to damage my nails, because when I was doing dip powder, they have to like kind of buff down your nails every time you do it. And my nails were getting really thin. And I just decided that instead of spending money for someone to damage my nails every month, I would just do my own nails. So I just keep my nails natural. I grow them out. I am a nail biter, so this is also like a personal challenge of trying to get over my nail biting. Part of the reason why I used to get my nails done is because it prevented me from biting my nails. But then when I would take whatever off, like the tips, or even if I did dip powder and it would grow out, I would end up biting my nails down afterwards. So this is my attempt at just trying to get away from decades, like literally over 4 decades of nail biting. I have to do better. So it's a double incentive, an incentive for me to stop biting my nails. Oh, I'm so sorry if I'm hitting the mic there. To stop biting my nails and to also save myself $300 a month, which I can put to something else. So I have that on my budget because this is an old budget that I had from last year as well, but it's at a $0. Waxing, I do have my European Wax subscription. That should have something there, but I basically budget $20 a month for my waxing. I've prepaid for a subscription, so I don't have any out-of-pocket cost with my waxing right now. Obviously, when that subscription runs out, I will most likely re-up it. But right now I have like 10 visits left that are already paid for. So I'm good until like the middle of next year. So all I budget for is the tip. And I paid that in cash, but I don't have it on my budget. So there's like a $15 there. I do have some medical insurance, some medical bills that I am continuing to pay on a payment plan. So that is a line item. Amazon shopping, anything that I might need for the house or other little things, I do have a line item in that. I have limited my Amazon shopping budget to $100 a month. I'm not giving Jeff Bezos any more money. Entertainment, so if I'm going to take my daughter out to the movies or if we're going to go do something, I have that. Skincare and massage. So those are 2 things that I do include in my budget. And I know that for some people, you might say like, oh, well, if you're paying off debt, you have to get down to the bare basics. Now, I am not really following Dave Ramsey hardcore because I like to have certain luxuries in my life. I work out a lot in order to maintain my sanity and to maintain my physical health, and I need the massage. Trust me. Please let me have my massage every month. So I have a monthly subscription that gives me massages at a discounted rate. And skincare as well. Like I do have acne-prone skin, and it's just to make myself feel better and to take care of my skin as I'm getting also up in my years. I do have a monthly skincare appointment that I do. Again, personal care. I'm in a position where financially I feel that I can afford it, and it's not preventing me from putting money elsewhere in my budget. So those things, I need to update that. So I'm over budget on that. Let me actually make that. Anything that I'm over budget on, I put in red. So I budgeted myself $100 for skincare and massage. I don't know what I was thinking budgeting that. That must be an old budget because I used to have my massage subscription, which is a monthly subscription. I used to have that go on a credit card, but of course I'm paying off my credit card debt. So I moved that to my checking account. And so I need to update that. I have child-related stuff. So anything that my daughter needs, like let's say she's going to a birthday party or we have to order books for school or something, or she wants to buy something, I have a line item for that. And then miscellaneous shopping, if I need to go to Sephora. Yeah. Or clothes or anything like that. And then I also have a miscellaneous line item, little random things that come up. Personal care. Oh, that's like interesting. I have personal care items. Oh, personal care items are a little bit different. So personal care would probably be Sephora. So I have a line item for that, and I have a line item for shopping. So shopping, I think, is more clothing related, and then personal care is going to be like if I'm buying myself makeup and skincare stuff. So I didn't buy anything at Sephora this month, but I'm running out of some makeup items, so I know that I'm gonna have to I'm gonna put a dent into that budget next month, and or I should say for August, and I might be over. And then I have little subscriptions like my iCloud account, and my Apple Music account, and different things of that nature. Car care, so like I do like to get my car washed at least twice a month. Pet care, I have a dog, so anything related to her feeding and prescriptions like her flea and tick prescription and anything related to that. And then I have a lawn maintenance budget as well. So those are kind of my main budget items. And like I mentioned, I was under budget for that stuff this month, which is great. So while I'm under budget for my expenses, I am over budget for my bills, and that's mainly because I ended up paying extra onto my daughter's tuition. So overall, I'm pretty happy. My main categories that I'm over in are groceries. Groceries is always like, I like to eat, y'all. So like, and the thing is, like, even though I do my Costco runs and I try and buy stuff for the whole month, the reality is fruits and vegetables, I can't do that. Like, I'm going to have to buy fruits and vegetables every other week or every week. So I know, and like my yogurt, like I use a coconut-based yogurt because dairy just does not do well with me all the time. So things like that, like, I buy it as needed. I don't stock up on it because if I stock up on it, most likely it's going to go bad and I'm going to end up wasting it. So I buy it as needed, and sometimes I go over. So not horribly over budget, but like I budget $550 a month for groceries, and this month we went to $587.35. So almost $40 over budget. I guess theoretically I could bump up that budget to $600. I'm going to see how we go over the next couple of months. The first time that I set this budget, and I did a cash budgeting system for this, so I pulled out the $550 a month and stuck with that, I didn't go over. Fast food, we were under. So proud of us because, like, listen, my daughter loves herself some Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and all of these things that she shouldn't be eating. But sometimes when I pick her up, she's volunteering at the horse farm this summer. So when I pick her up from her volunteering, she's hungry, and sometimes I treat her to Chick-fil-A or to McDonald's or to Shake Shack or something. My gas budget, I set $350 for my gas budget every month, and I don't need to do that. So I've noticed that the last number of months, I haven't even hit $300 in gas. So this month, my gas spend was $280.99. So I am going to lower my gas budget for August to $300 and see how that works. And I will say, like, I've been driving a lot because it's a 30-minute drive to drop my daughter to the horse farm. My daughter's an equestrian, by the way, so that's why I say the horse farm. And we're in the Midwest, and there's a lot of horse farms in the Midwest. So we're the black bougie people that go to the horse farm every day. So she's been volunteering there, and it's a half-hour drive to drop her, and then I have to drive back home, and then I have to pick her up in the afternoon, and then I got to bring her back home. So that's a lot more driving than we normally do during the school year, because during the school year, her school's only like 7 or 8 minutes away, so we don't drive as far. So the fact that I've been able to keep my gas consumption low, even when I'm driving more, that just means that I'm budgeting too much for gas. I can probably drop it down to $300 and be okay. In terms of categories that I'm over, entertainment, we went over. Entertainment would be anything like us going out to the movies and stuff like that. We're over by $34. Skincare and massage, like I mentioned, over $78 on that one, but that's because I need to adjust the budget for that one. That budget should probably be closer to $200 because I'm paying for my massage subscription as well as the tip and stuff like that when I go in and get these different services. And then the same for my skincare subscription. And then when I pay tip and etc. if I need to get product. But normally, like if I'm paying a tip and then like my skincare subscription is one where like it's like it deducts a certain amount, but then you pay the difference. Child related, we got some stuff. Excuse me. We got some stuff for my daughter for back to school things. She had a couple of books like required reading that she had to do, so I purchased that. And we are $30.95 over that. Car care. One day the car was just looking a real mess, and I normally go to a specific car wash where I can get my car washed for $9. And we were in a different area of town and the car wash there was $13. So that popped me over budget by $2.53. But again, overall, my expenses, when you look at my total expenses for the month, even though I'm over in some budget categories, the fact that I'm way under or didn't spend in other categories, I still actually ended up spending less than my monthly expense budgeting, which is great. I'm very happy with that. So even though I do make note of the categories that I go over, I don't beat myself up over it because it all kind of balances out when I look at the stuff that I didn't end up spending. So let's talk about August goals. So the big goal for August is to get rid of this damn credit card debt. I still have to, excuse me, it's cursing. Get rid of this darn credit card debt. So my business credit card, in an ideal world, I would really like to pay that off this month. That has a $2,800 balance. I would really, really like to pay it off this month. I'm going to set my intention on that and really make sure that I can do that, because then that leaves me 2 months to pay off my credit union credit card, which has a fairly high balance. It has a $5,800 balance. So some things that I'm considering, like my current APR for my credit cards are both at like 29%. And I have another credit card that has some available credit, and they're offering me balance transfer deals where there's actually 2 different offers. So I can do a 0% balance transfer a 0% APR balance transfer until April of 2025. And another opportunity would be a 3.99% balance transfer until July of 2025. And so I'm kind of on the fence of doing this balance transfer, because if my intention is to just have all of this stuff paid off by October, is it necessarily worth it to transfer the balance and incur the balance transfer fee, right? Because it's like a 5% balance transfer fee. Is that I have to do the math and see if that is going to be less than the interest that I would accumulate on my credit card's balance for what the current balance is. I hope that makes sense. So I just have to see like if it's really worth it. Like, am I cutting off my nose to spite my face by moving the balance to a 0% APR, but then I have to pay the transfer fee versus just leaving it where it is and incurring the interest payments, knowing that I'm only going to be paying interest on these balances for the next 2 months. So not quite certain what I will do yet. I think I'm leaning towards just leaving it where it is and perhaps calling my current credit card company and seeing if they can drop down my interest rates. And that would help me moving forward. Like for the current balance that's on it, maybe it won't get down to 0% or 3.99%, but even if it gets down from like 29% to let's say 18%, and then my second card is at 18%, maybe I can get that down to 7%. That in itself would kind of save me on interest payments, and it might negate the benefit of transferring it over to this 0% APR or this 3.99% APR, especially since my intention is not to have these balances more than another 3 months. That's kind of my July budget recap. And August planning is going to be paying off the goal fingers crossed, paying off $2,500 on my business credit card. I am still going to have the $1,000 going to my retirement fund. I have $100 going into my sync fund for my medical insurance premium, which will come due in December. So I'm on track with that. And then all of my regular bills like rent and utilities and tuition and all of that other stuff. So I'm going to be doing this every month. It's kind of my form of accountability for myself. Please drop comments in the comment area below and join me on this journey by subscribing to this channel. I want to hear input from other women in their 40s that are trying to take control of their finances, that have high aspirations of having a comfortable and healthy and prosperous retirement. And I want us to have that journey together and not have shame around our finances. Because I do recognize that there can be elements of shame when we talk about having debt and not saving enough for retirement. And sometimes that shame can prevent us from taking the steps that we need to actually solve the problem. So I want to be really transparent about where I am financially. Join me on this journey, like and subscribe, put on the notification bells and all that good stuff. And tell me about your financial journey. Are you a woman in your 40s? Are you a single mother in her 40s trying to juggle all of this stuff of taking care of your children and planning for their college and saving for retirement and paying off debt? Like, I know that I'm not the only one going through this. So if you can relate to this story, please join me. Share what you've been doing. Any tips that you might have, I'd appreciate. And until next time, take care.